It's Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store. Set to go, Younghoe Koo ready to do the honors. And we are underway from the Superdome. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They're led out by a man raised in Alabama, went to Florida State. It's their quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Throughout his career, few have doubted Jameis Winston's ability to throw the football. The concerns, they've always centered around his accuracy and taking care of it. When he makes good decisions on the field, excellent numbers usually result.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 20 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try and find some people open downfield.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
Well, certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Working out of the gun, Winston. And that will be incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led out by a former number... Pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. Looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Taken down by Pete Werner. These two teams, they met in Atlanta earlier in the year with the Falcons winning that game. So they'll be looking for the win here in New Orleans to complete the season sweep. Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football. Because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third. Jameis to throw it. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. Up and good for Santoso. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, they're able to come away with the interception, Charles. They aren't able to move the ball all that much. However, they do get 3 out of it with a field goal.
Yeah, and anytime you do force a turnover, you have to come out of it with points. Everybody wants 6. They'll take the 3 there. Now it's their opportunity to do it again.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Falcons offense making their way onto the field. Let's take a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Their second drive with the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Pollard again. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a 2nd time.
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And then should. That's exactly what you should do. I have not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Trying to run for it with Pollard. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those. In some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Now they go screen. It's good. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Here's Wilson to throw. Looking for London on the out route complete. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. Now, this looks like a roughing call. So roughing the passer call is accepted, and this officiating crew not making very many friends here with this crowd.
Yeah, we all know that everyone accuses the officials of kind of playing to the home team, but not in this case. They're just trying to administer the game the way it's supposed to be. That drew the flag.
Play action. Now Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They go play action now. Wilson. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete and able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a 1st down.
A field goal helps, but a touchdown gets you the lead. That had to be the message transmitted in the huddle. And they delivered there as that throw is going to keep the drive alive. And even better than that, set them up with a 1st and goal.
Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Now here's Pollard. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. Wilson gets rid of it quickly. Three 0 after 1 on EA's. 2nd quarter now, Falcon football. They'll run for it with Pollard. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Falcons' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Now the try here for the point after. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive spans 13 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll start with a give to Kamara, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. It's taken to the 26. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And they will take over 1st and 10. So out come the Falcons now. The football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a 1st down for the Falcons.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all. Challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. Pass to Tony Pollard out of the backfield. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. They snap it at 1. Now Wilson. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And a gain of... to the midfield stripe. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got his man. It's London. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage, because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Going to run again here with Pollard. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly when the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to pull one over his head as this game progresses.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now a give here to Pollard. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown, you're here without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Now Pollard, and this time he is in. Yes. Tony Pollard with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons are in for 6. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. The Saints again ready to go on offense. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least 1 practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now a pass, and it's complete to QT. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. After the sack on 1st down, Winston escaping the pressure right and incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. And some room to maneuver. And they will finally get him down, but not before he takes this to the Falcons' 25-yard line. 51 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Winston's throw caught by Olave. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Winston. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
We know all the receivers go through those tiptoe drills, right, trying to get their feet down inbounds. But a lot of the times what we don't talk about is when they're up in the air and they catch the ball. You ever notice how they're reaching back with their feet? Not just straight down, but back, because they're trying to create enough distance to make sure their feet are in bounds. They weren't able to get it done on that one, though.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the 2nd half. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Holding offense.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
Here's Wilson. And that is caught. It's Ridley. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. 27 yards there, a first down. To throw is Wilson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
They'll run with Pollard. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. This one into the hands of Pitts. Touchdown, Falcons. Kyle Pitts, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Falcons go up by 2 touchdowns.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Koo for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-6. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was the tight end Kyle Pitts finishing it all off on the touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a 2-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that can make this a 3-possession game.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
Here's Winston. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing, Winston. Got an open, puts it on the carpet, it's out. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So it's a turnover there on the lost fumble, and this third quarter could not really have started worse.
I think that's a great observation because this was a close game at the half. They gave up the touchdown the opening drive. Now they turn over the football. This game, it can get away from pretty quickly if their defense doesn't step up right here.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. Touchdown, Falcons! Kyle Pitts, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's a little reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complimentary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
On 3rd down, Winston. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. There's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
They go back to Pollard on 2nd down. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. They go play action with Wilson. And that is is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Dancing away at the 30. They juked him. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Winston to give. It's Kamara. 54 yards on the ground for him so far.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Jameis to throw it. Toward the sideline, he will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Winston tries the left side and finds Olave. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
At the Falcons' 25-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston. Open man is QT, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by QT. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time. Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. To the air again with Winston. He rifles one that's intercepted. There he goes, right side. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances. Pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard, but that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. After the pick 6, they go right back to the air. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Winston escapes the sack. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, I wish this staff luck as they try to find positives about this performance by their offense as we move through the early part of the fourth quarter. That sack, the latest example. Down by a boatload, this offense simply can't keep up, and the quarterback is still taking hits. I'd get the backups in there if it were me.
So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got an open man, it's QT. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. How about that? They weather the storm on 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Winston now from the 50. Open man is the tight end Troutman. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
And the Saints, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36.
Now Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and now that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point. Down inside the 10. And the result here, a pickup. With 2 to go on 2nd down.
The tackle by Derwin James. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 8-yard line.
They run it again with Kamara. 68 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Kamara trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding him out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Extra point up and good from Santoso. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, the Saints recovered it. New Orleans football. So the onside kick is recovered. And, you know, I always thought, Charles, as someone who didn't play these positions, as a receiver or trying to recover an onside kick, those are two very tough things to do.
Takes a lot of fortitude to put yourself in that position, but you have to do it in order to help your team win.
Unable to recover it, it costs them. The kicking team gets the football here. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Their defense was able to force the punt a moment ago, but that's really the first of about 8 steps that need to go right for them to get back in this as they start here 1st and 10. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
To throw is Winston. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Off the play fake, Winston. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jameis again. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Saints have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
And that touchdown puts us in a position to have a discussion, doesn't it? Now it'll be back to the conversion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt for the 2-score game they're going to have to onside kick it. We'll just see if they've got a miracle up their sleeve.
And you wonder what onside kicks they're going to use and in what sequence if they hope to have a chance to win this game.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
After review of the play, ruling on the field.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
The Saints will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Winston to throw for it. Flushed out right. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Now here's Winston as his guys will line up and go for the 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Pollard again. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Wilson. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. Yeah, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And, boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Winston readies the offense. Down by 2 touchdowns. A little over 50 seconds remaining. A crushing loss to their playoff chances on the horizon, barring a huge turnaround here, starting with 1st and 10. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review of this being inside 2 minutes of play.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Throwing, Winston. He's got his target. It's Olave. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Winston. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. picked off by Casey Hayward. And the Falcons force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. But with the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there. Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along. If you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Run for Pollard, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And with just inside of 10 seconds to go, they'll burn their final timeout. 9 seconds left. On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one are thinking to themselves, I bet halftime is really interesting. I took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Falcons, the win for them is number 6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.